HDB resale market is stable in April, with a moderate increase in volume and a negligible change in the SRX price index. We review the numbers and look at what the TOX says about the market ahead. Also, we travel to HDB town Jurong East to find out why it's outperforming the market. Next on XTV, with your host, Mark Loon.
Good day, I'm Mark Loon. I'm standing in front of the Science Centre on a beautiful day in Jurong East. Today we will review the SRX HDB report and then explore why Jurong East is one of the top performing HDB towns in Singapore. Figures released by the Singapore Real Estate Exchange SRX show that the HDB market remained relatively stalled for April. The overall SRX property index for HDB resale in April declined only 0.2% below March's figure. However, the index is down about 5% since its peak in April 2013. On the volume front, the SRX data shows that April will close at 1,484 units sold. This is 4.4% above March. However, this is down about 14% compared to April of last year. Furthermore, April sales are off about 59% since the peak in HDB resales in May 2010. For more analysis on the HDB resale numbers, we turn to Jeremy Lee. He is the Chief Technology Officer of the Singapore Real Estate Exchange. Thank you for joining me, Jeremy, today on this beautiful location in Jurong East.
My pleasure once again.
Okay, so TOX is negative again in April. This is the 12th consecutive month in which we see a negative TOX. Help us to decipher what this means.
Sure. TOX stands for transaction over X value. Think of it as an indicator of the market sentiment. After each transaction, SRS computers compare the actual transacted value of each unit and compare it to its X value. The difference between the two figures is the TOX. In April, the TOX was negative $4,000. That means 50% of home buyers paid over negative $4,000 and 50% paid under negative $4,000. As you can see from this graph, TOX in April dropped $1,000 compared to March. This means that the overall sentiment of the market is bearish. Buyers are looking to bring prices down and sellers are giving in. Mark, as you correctly pointed out earlier, we have had 12 months of negative TOX. But the market's bearish sentiment has been much longer. In November 2012, the TOX was positive 4,000. Since then, the TOX has been moving in either a negative direction or has been negative for 17 consecutive months. When we overlay the SRX price index with TOX, we see that the bearish sentiment started to take hold about a month before it was reflected in the index. The TOX shifted from bullish to bearish in the last quarter of 2012. Meanwhile, the turn in the price index was not as quick and as obvious as the turn in the TOX. Prices hit a plateau as the market struggled to resist downward pressure on prices. It took a consistent bearish sentiment, as reflected in the negative trending TOX, to finally break the price index. So what does the TOX tell us about the next few months? My analysis of the TOX is that the market is bearish but stalled. It is waiting for more dramatic signals before it fully commits to one direction or the other. I say that because the TOX has been hovering in the negative 3,000 to 5,000 range for quite some time. We won't see a dramatic change in the price index until we see the TOX be less wishy-washy and more certain and committed in its direction, either up or down, much like we saw in 2013.
So Jeremy, what will cause the market sentiment to be less wishy-washy?
Taken in isolation, cooling measures taken off would send it in a positive direction. Increase in interest rates or a dump of supply would send it in a negative direction.
Well, one area that's looking up, in spite of the cooling measures, is Jurong East. I have Angela To standing by to tell us why. But first, let's check the top performers in the TOX town tables. The top two performers in April were Jurong East at positive $2,400 and Queenstown at positive $2,500. The top three towns with negative TOX in April were tied at negative $7,000, included Bishan, Choa Chu Kang, and Tampines. Yishun posted a negative 8,000. and Punggol finished at negative $9,000. Now let's go find out why Jurong East bucked the trend. Before going to Angela, let's go to srx.com.sg and get orientated on this lovely area.
Jurong East is located in the western part of Singapore. It's next to Jurong West and west of Clementi. As you can tell from the SRX heat map, the town of Jurong East is moderately priced on a per square foot basis. The number of sales in the last 90 days falls into the lower middle of all HDB town sales. There are 7 nearby schools. As we select View Schools, you can see that they are clustered between the gardens and the PIE Expressway. As we move down the page, we can see that there are 28 properties or estates within the HDB town of Jurong East that have units for sale. Within each estate, there are many listings. For example, if we select Jurong East Street 21, there are 7 listings validated by SRX and 24 online classified listings that have not been verified by SRX. There are currently 31 estates within Jurong East that have rental units available. If we select Jurong East MRT as our anchor point on the map, we can get a quick orientation for the area. Jurong East is a switching station where the north-south line intersects with the east-west line. Let's check out the shopping malls. There are 5 major ones, with Westgate a short 125 meters from the MRT. Jurong East HDB town is conveniently located between the PIE and AYE expressways. Besides the Science Center, the amenities that jump out of the map include the Chinese Gardens, the Japanese Gardens, and Jurong Country Club. If we zoom in at the lower right of the map, we will also see an International Business and Technology Park. As this picture shows, Jurong East is not done growing. There is lots of construction, including a major hospital, as far as the eye can see.
So now that we have a good understanding of this area, let's check in with Angela.
Hi Mark, I'm at Jurong East right now and I'm with Dennis Tan from DWG. Hi Dennis.
Hi Angela, thanks for having me here today.
Where was Jurong East one of the top performing HDB towns in Singapore last month?
Okay, I would say it is one of the top performing towns in Singapore, mainly because of the buzz that has been generated after J Gateway, as well as Lakeville. I'm sure that you've known of these 2 condos that have been launched recently. And furthermore, there are 2 new hospitals that are coming up in the Jurong East area, as well as big box and other commercial ventures that are coming in. So in the near future, we foresee that a lot of, Jurong East will be the future commercial hub outside of the city. So a lot of businesses will slowly farm out their operations and commercial activities into the Jurong area, which makes Jurong East a very attractive place for people to buy into, investors to stay, and buyers to actually buy into, as well as sellers to sell if they wish to cash out at this point of time.
How do you see the HDB market for the rest of the year?
Okay, I would say that the HDB market will continue to slow down actually, and prices will continue to fall. Okay, so well, for sellers who want to sell, they have to be realistic, and for buyers who want to buy, it is actually a good time to actually look into what opportunities there are in the market these days. Okay, so to secure this listing, actually what I did was I used X Value and I used Home Report to actually speak to my sellers to manage their expectations on the pricing around this area. This area is popular and there are buyers looking into it, but because of the new cooling measures, a lot of buyers aren't able to afford the valuation that it used to be priced at. So a lot of sellers who want to sell will have to lower their pricing and sell at a manageable price. Okay, and also as it is a buyer's market, buyers now will have the upper hand in terms of bargaining because there is a huge supply in the market.
Hi Mark, I'm here with Dixon Tan from PropNext and we're still at Jurong East. Hi Dixon, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Where was Jurong East one of the top performing HDB towns in Singapore last month?
I've been staying in Jurong since the day I was born. Okay, for the past 30 years, there's I've never seen such a major transformation in Jurong and what we can see today. Jurong East is a mature estate, as what we know, and is becoming the second CBD where the government agencies and business enterprise are setting in the headquarters here. It offers a wide variety of retail, dining and entertainment options. It feels like Orchard and Marina is actually right at your doorstep, making it better just a short distance away, which is the lakeside, and this is where the new exciting recreation center is going to be. There's so much anticipated in Jurong, and there's no surprise that Jurong East is one of the top performing HDB towns.
Thank you, Dixon.
Thank you, Angela, for that report. It has been nice to join you on this field trip to Jurong East. Now, before I close today's show, let me briefly update you on the HDB rental market. SRX estimates that about 1,653 HDB flats were rented in April 2014 once the contracts have cleared. This is a 3.8% decline from March's rental. On a year-on-year basis, April's rental volume was 5.3% lower than the same month of last year. Overall, HDB rental prices dropped 1.1% in April compared to March. This decrease was driven by 3 and 4-room flats, which declined by 2.9% and 1.8% respectively. However, rental prices of 5-room and executive flats saw an increase of 0.4% and 3.2% respectively. On a year-on-year basis, prices in March 2014 are down 2.3% from the same period last year. And that concludes today's show. I hope you enjoyed your visit to Jurong East. Tune in on Monday when we look at private resale numbers for April. From all of us at XTV, thank you for watching and have a good day.